Well, hello, hello. Thank you, friends, for hanging out with me for a couple minutes as we stay in tune with what God is doing in and through us here at St. Paul's United Methodist Church. My name is Jeremy Knight. It is an honor to serve as your pastor, and thank you for being curious, because I know that we have folks within our community that are curious about what happens here, and maybe you're watching this video and do not know myself or many of the folks here personally. We're grateful that you are checking us out as we enter into a new season, the season of Lent, which I'll speak about, but also those that are committed, faithful, that are here and call themselves St. Paul's United Methodist Church. Thank you for hanging out with us to know what's going on and to stay better connected into what God is doing in and through us. Not going to talk to you about sign-ups or events or any of that today. I'm going to talk to you about the new season we find ourselves in. This Sunday is the first Sunday of Lent. It is a season that for many of us that have grown up around the church somewhat understand. It's the season of preparation, a season of introspection, a season of searching ourselves as we prepare again for this beautiful, overwhelming, radical love that happens as Jesus is resurrected, and what that means for us when our faith comes to life in so many ways. And so we enter into this season as we began just a couple nights ago. Wednesday evening here in this very room, we observed Ash Wednesday service where you were invited to encounter lament and those practices again of what it means to be honest before the Lord, what it means to have hope even in the midst of struggle, and to be very honest about what that means, but honest towards God. And so I was grateful for you all for being with us, and I pray that set the course for us to really engage this season of Lent in a beautiful way. And now kind of turning the page to Sunday worship, we're entering in to a new worship series this Lent, and it's called Encounter. It's this notion of how do we encounter again the stories of people who themselves personally encountered the resurrected Lord. Those characters in our scriptures, those foundational folks of our faith from centuries ago, when they encountered Jesus, what did it mean? How did it change and how did it shape them? And what can we glean from their encounters so that we may in turn encounter the resurrected Lord as well? This notion came from our bishop, Bishop Tom Berlin. Bishop Berlin wrote this book, The Third Day, and many churches around not only Florida, but around our connection are using it this Lenten season. And it is somewhat of a departure from a traditional Lent focus. Often in Lent, we hold back the Alleluias. We hold back the hope of resurrection and do more of just staying in that introspective place. But in Bishop's words, he would say, that's important, but we need hope. We need hope now. And so that's what we're doing. We are talking about those encounters and the hope that comes from them. And so we're going to launch into that in our worship series, and we'll get started with that this Sunday morning. I offer that to you because if you have time in your own spiritual practices and your own devotional time, this is a great, great book, an easy read. I would encourage it to you if you're interested during this season, or really any season, to commit to reading through this, because there's wonderful things in it. And just a little bit about this particular Sunday worship. The tease is twofold. The first is I'm really excited because you will not have to listen to me ramble around through a sermon. You're going to get to hear from a different voice, a new voice for many of you, and somebody who's become a friend to me and who's a member of our church. Janet Allen will share with you and lead the sermon time. I won't share too much about her story, but Janet and her wonderful husband Clayton have been with us now for several months, and they come with extensive ministry background, as Janet previously served as a Methodist pastor in another state. And the Lord adjusted her calling as she came back here to Florida, which is home for them, and is serving the Lord in a really beautiful way now in another area of ministry. And so we're very grateful for her and her gifts among us. And really, I'm thankful that she said, yeah, I would love to do that and love to preach on this particular Sunday. And I think because the encounter we are going to hear about that Janet's going to share is an encounter from Mary Magdalene. And so she's excited about that. I'm excited about that. I can't wait to hear what she has to share with us. And I can't wait that we all get to rally around this particular biblical character that in many ways gets painted with a brush that really isn't even in Scripture. And so we get to hear what her encounter with the risen Lord looked like in Scripture, and what we glean from Scripture, what it meant and how it changed her life, and how we, in turn, can learn from it. All right? So thank you, Janet. Thank you all for choosing to be with us and committing to being here during the season of Lent. We're so very, very grateful for you. I will see you not this Sunday, but next Sunday, as my family will be out this week, and I look forward to our continued journey into the Lenten season. All right? Grace and peace to you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I can't wait to see you soon.